All right, I thought I'd get back on here real quick before I head into the gym. Felt like God was telling me to get on here and speak to my situation as it is currently. For those that don't know, moved home from Anchorage to Hawaii, Oahu again. Didn't know why. This was amidst heartbreak. Not to get too much into that, I've gone over that at length. But amidst that, I was being sent home and I didn't know why, nor did I want to go back home to Oahu. So not long after I got home, I'll just say God speaks in different ways. And I knew for some reason I had to go on a trip to the Big Island. I didn't know why, I didn't know with who, didn't think I had to go with anybody. But I just knew I had to go. And specifically to Mauna Kea is what seemed to be the point of going. And that was amidst the protest with TMT and such. But didn't know why, went. It was all orchestrated beautifully by God. Met a amazing group of people, just the kind that you meet and you're instant family, that kind of thing. So I knew God was speaking. He was leading me in some uncharted areas, some unexpected events. Had me getting involved in different sovereignty movements even back then, and that involves my history, involves my heritage, and just with what happened and all that. I always knew it was wrong, but just what do you do about it is kind of the undying question that no one can answer, if anything. So anyway, long story short, not long after that, he tells me outright, run for mayor of Honolulu this year. I didn't even, I started talking about it. I started saying that I was going to run for mayor this year. Didn't even know if the deadline had passed the file. And apparently it hadn't, but right after, amidst all that, I was getting resistance from family and friends, and they were just trying to understand. Some just outright ignored and just turned away. The closer ones that obviously knew I wasn't acting how I typically do were very concerned, as they would naturally be, with my behavior. But I just knew it wasn't my doing. I knew it wasn't even my desire to do these kind of things. It was just in obedience to what I knew God was saying, give or take. I've been wrong on different things as far as timing, specifics. Obviously, there's what's known as deceiving spirits. And this whole thing has just been a trial by faith of trial and error, and basically trial by fire. And that's just been part of this purification process for this last year and a half, as I said, amidst this heartbreak. So amongst all these different things that I'm believing for, that in whatever time God decides to grant an answer to prayers that I didn't initially even ask for, like it wasn't my idea to run for mayor, but he says I get it. Amidst all that, amidst the heartbreak, he has given answers to prayers that I didn't ask, like the position mentioned, and then the ones that I did, specifically like, how do I heal this marriage? Like, there's nothing I can do with the love of my life in that way, because she has ghosted me for the last year largely. Loves me, but just didn't see a future with how we were headed, and just thought she'd be better off on her own. Got sidetracked by different things, and we'll just leave it at that. Sidetracked by different things, and thought she could have better. So waiting on those kind of promises, and it's the 3rd, I think it's a Wednesday, so I think that's the 3rd of February. But yeah, just waiting on these promises to manifest, and amidst that thought something hit the car. You coming or going?
Okay, goodbye.
Yeah, bye.
I love you.
Love you too. So amidst all that, we'll just say surprises that were unexpected, and outright disappointments and heartbreak on heartbreak. So as I've said before, I've been wrong in timing, I've been wrong in many things, and I've had laughs along with the breakdowns along the way. Obviously, the stuff that I cried about seasons or months ago, I laugh about now. And he's had me fall in love with the process of it all, but it's just been rough, and it looks how it looks. Amidst all this stuff and waiting and saying these crazy things, as it would seem in the natural, but in the spiritual, they're ahead of time, if you will. They're ahead of season of what will be. But in the meantime, it's just been this constant testimony of just faith in waiting for all these things, and it's been something that I've made public. And God has graced me with the faith and the strength to just continue on, because without this, not this, but yes, this, without Him is more so what I mean to say. God only knows what I'd be doing. I'd be going back to all my my usual vices if there was no purpose in life, of which week one and at different times throughout the last year, it has definitely felt like there's no purpose. And where's God when you need the answers? You demand answers in that day, in the darkest of nights, and He didn't give them to you that day. Not the answers you want. He gives them to you a week later or a month later or what have you. But in the physical, nothing. It's just been this process of trial and error, getting to know Him and how He speaks, trying to understand God more, trying to learn who I am, made to be and become, and in certain ways already am. It's just the act of realizing it and walking in it, because all that potential, whoever you happen to be, is within you as well. For whatever it is that He placed within you, that talent is there. It's already there. That ability is already there. You just have to grow it. You just have to culture it. You just have to strengthen it, and it looks like failure, because it is. Just like muscle strength, muscle or strength training is failure after failure. You get stronger and get bigger or more fit or have more endurance, whatever the case may be. So anyway, that was my sister. But anyway, it's just been this constant year and a half, coming up on a year and a half, process of just affliction, yes. There's been that, but just beautiful moments amidst that as well. And He's the God of the mountain as well as the valley, and I know we all would just only appreciate the mountain, or we would think, but the valleys make it so much better when you reach the top of the mountain. And He's the God throughout it all. So I think I'll end with that and try and keep it as short as possible. But yeah, that's where I'm at right now. So still waiting on Him, and always will be.